Welcome back to the Coors Light Friday Football Roundtable. I'm Natafa Romain. He's Derek Gabriel, and we're here to talk shop on the NFL. We are in Week 14 in the NFL, and to date there is one team that remains perfect. That's right, the Green Bay Packers are looking mean out there on the field, and it's thanks in part to this man right here, Aaron Rodgers, with 18 straight wins dating back to last season, including the postseason. Rodgers has completed 422 of 605 passes for 5,571 yards, 51 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, a stretch that compares favorably to anything ever put up by Brett Favre during his time with Green Bay Packers. Rodgers has put together the most impressive individual performance in the history of the National Football League this season, though, through 12 games, leading the Packers to a perfect 12-0 record after Week 13. Rodgers is on pace to break major passing records, including yards and completion percentages, and threatens Tom Brady's single-season record of 50 passing touchdowns. Will the Pack go perfect, Derek?
I think so, Natafa. Right now, I think their offense is playing extremely well. And I want to say everybody's been beating up on their defense. They're calling them even shredded cheese. But at this point, I want to throw one stat out there. They are second in the league in turnovers. Second in the league in takeaways, which is big, especially as you get down to this part of the season. If you can create turnovers, if you can get the ball in a guy like Aaron Rodgers' hands, well, we all know what he's going to do. He's going to score touchdowns. For that reason, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to lead the Packers all the way through. They're going to be perfect 19-0. I'm saying it right here, right now.
Super Bowl
Super Bowl all the way.
Okay.
And they're going to win it. No Eli miracles this time around.
All right. To move on to the picks of the week, it is crunch time now for a number of teams with any dreams of the postseason. The Philadelphia Eagles did not expect to be in this situation, but they have to run the table to stand a chance, as does Miami, a popular Super Bowl preseason pick. Philadelphia is now 4-8, and they're one defeat away from guaranteeing only its second losing record since 2000. Though the Eagles have dropped 4 of the 5 since winning 2 straight to conclude October, they still have a slim shot to win the mediocre NFC East. For that to happen, however, Philadelphia needs to win its last 4 games, while first place Dallas must lose 3 of 4, and the New York Giants need to drop 2 of 4. So for us, really, it's really a math game at this point. Mike Vick says he'll be back on the field, so look for the Eagles to get a boost as they try to get back in it to win it. Derek, I already know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
Picking this one with the heart all the way, but I'm going to throw out a few stats because right now Matt Moore is playing out of his mind. You ask me who's Matt Moore? He's a quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Up to this point in the second half of the season, he is 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Came this close to beating the Cowboys at home for Thanksgiving, which we all know is a feat in and of itself. And I'm going to throw out one more to you. Reggie Bush, he's playing out of his mind. He also has 5 touchdowns in the second half of the season. I see him getting the ball to their big downfield threat, Mr. Marshall. Although the Eagles have a great secondary, I'm looking at Matt Moore still continuing to be efficient, still continuing to be effective, and they're going to use Reggie Bush out of the backfield for that. I'm picking Miami, of course.
Meanwhile, it is a tight battle at the top of the NFC East, where the Cowboys, who are 7-5, lead the Giants, who are 6-6 by a game. The two teams meet twice in the last 4 weeks of the season, and so everything is up for grabs. While the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys both lost last weekend, the damage by those defeats can easily be mitigated thanks to what's at stake this weekend. These teams' quarterbacks are having similar seasons. Manning has a 96.0 passer rate, 23 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and over 3,700 passing yards. Tony Romo, on the other hand, owns a 97.3 rating with 22 touchdowns to 9 interceptions and 3,325 yards through the air. New York has won both previous matchups at Cowboys Stadium, where Manning has 6 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, a 68.5 completion rate, and 636 passing yards. I expect that trend to continue. What do you say, Derek?
I think the Giants are really in a good position, but let's not forget Tony Romo is getting back one of his toys in Miles Austin. He's going to give him exactly an added downfield threat, especially with the emergence of Laurent Robinson. For that reason, I think that the Cowboys are going to pull it off. Although last week we saw that the Giants are able to get pressure on the quarterback through Aaron Rodgers, I think that Tony Romo is going to be able to get out of that situation. I think the Cowboys are in a must-win, and if they look to salvage their season, this is where it's got to begin. So for that reason, with their backs against the wall, I'm picking the Cowboys.
All right, so lastly, a home game against the lowly Minnesota Vikings would seem to be just what the stumbling Detroit Lions need to return to their winning ways. Of course, if they can't cut down on drive stalling penalties and defensive lapses, they could be headed for another defeat. The Lions, who are struggling to keep their composure in difficult situations, I feel will break out of their funk and avoid losing a third straight game Sunday against the Vikings. What about you, Derek?
Well, Natafa, what do you need for a struggling defense to get their swagger back? A rookie quarterback coming in. And I need Christian Ponder played really well last week, but I just don't see that trend continuing. I think Detroit Lions are licking their chops to get after him. This ain't Florida State, son. For that reason, they're going to do some damage out there. I think the Detroit Lions are going to be able to force some turnovers, which is the key to victory in the NFL. So for that reason, I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions to get their swagger back in this game, even without Ndamukong Suh.
All right, so there you have it. That will do it for this week's Coors Light Friday Football Roundtable. And don't forget, right here on CBS TV2, we actually have a doubleheader for you guys this weekend starting at 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in to all the football action right here on CBS TV2. We'll see you next week.
It's the Coors Light Win the Ultimate Fan Cave Contest. All you have to do is scratch and win at Caribbean Saloon, Shipwreck, Fat Turtle, Sibs, and Fort Christian Brew Pub. Spell touchdown, then enter the win.